In this video, I'm going to show you guys my low budget Facebook ad strategy that I use anytime I'm testing a new product. And for your convenience, there will be an ebook version of this video in the description below, so feel free to check that out. And I'm going to spend the next few minutes walking you guys through it. Now, I generally start my daily ad budget at my break-even point. So this is the amount of money you make on each sale or profit per transaction. So if you make $20 on each item that you sell, I recommend starting your daily ad budget at $20 a day. So you want to let this run for 2 to 3 days and let the Facebook algorithm do its thing. But if you hit your break-even point 1, 2, maybe even 3 times without making a single sale, you're gonna wanna cut your ad campaign entirely and make a decision. Do you guys wanna move on to the next product and say this product failed, it's time to test something else? Or are you guys confident in your product and you wanna test different audiences or creatives or something else? For the purpose of this video, we will be using a $50 a day ad spend, but you can adjust that higher or lower depending on your situation. Now, don't be shocked if some of this sounds new to you guys. I will be explaining everything in great detail as I go, so this video can be beginner friendly as well. Now, Facebook ads is its own skill to master and it will get easier over time. But you guys also want to focus on other important skills such as copywriting, video editing, graphic design, or any other skills required to run and scale your businesses. Now let's jump into my laptop and I'll walk you guys through setting up your first campaign. Okay, so we're here in the Facebook Ads Manager, and if any of this looks new or confusing to you guys, it'll all make sense over time as you guys continue running your e-com brands. But this is just an old ad account of mine for an old store that I used to run, but I actually shut it down, so it's not active any longer, but I will be using it for this video. So to get started, under campaigns, you'll go ahead and click the green Create New Campaign button, and you'll want to select conversions, and then just go ahead and give everything a name. So you want to name your campaign, you can name it the product that you're selling, test 1, or anything like that, but it doesn't really matter. We'll just say test 1, and then we're running a CBO campaign or campaign budget optimization. I'll explain that in a minute. And then we have the $50 a day budget that we talked about in the previous clip. So you want to give your ad set a name as well. So since we're testing different interests, I'll go ahead and say interest 1, and then name your ad. We'll just say ad 1. None of this really matters, but it's just to keep everything organized and you guys know what is what. So click continue and we'll go from there. And as you guys can see, here's your campaign name that you guys already gave it. You're gonna wanna leave everything else the same, auctions or auction conversions, all that. But you guys do wanna change campaign budget optimization down here, turn CBO on, and then put in your daily budget that you guys already figured out. So like I said, we're doing $50 a day. And essentially what this does is campaign budget optimization will give your ad sets $50 a day to spend, and it spends it based on each performance. So if one ad set's performing better than another, that'll get more of your daily budget, and it just all spends accordingly. So let Facebook do its thing and optimize from there, and we'll go ahead and click one ad set, and we're gonna go ahead and set up the actual ad set itself. So here's the name that you guys gave your ad set. If you didn't do that already, do it now. Make sure you click website. Make sure under pixel, you guys have your store's pixel set up and put under there. And then for conversion event, if you guys want purchases, obviously you wouldn't choose anything other than purchase. So let's go ahead and click that. I know some people like to do initiate checkouts or like engagement or everything else, but if you guys want purchases, go ahead and put purchases in there. I'm gonna scroll down and we're gonna go to budget and schedule. You guys always wanna put it on the next day at midnight or 12:01 or something like that. And let me explain why. Okay, I got 2. So you want midnight. If we set up this ad right now and it gets approved at, let's say, 5 o'clock tonight, between 5 o'clock and midnight, it will spend your entire campaign budget and it won't optimize correctly. And you most likely won't make any sales and just waste your money. So you want to allow your ad time to get approved and to spend the budget accordingly over time throughout the entire 24 hours. So go ahead and set it up to start the next day. Okay, so now we're going into the actual audience and getting everything under this setup. So under custom audience, this allows you to use lookalike audiences or anything else to do with that. We're gonna ignore it to keep things simple for this video. So you're gonna wanna look at locations. I usually use people living in this location, and then this is for you guys to figure out what you guys wanna do, what is your plan. So if you guys wanna sell in one country, go ahead and put that country on there. If you guys wanna sell worldwide, go ahead and select worldwide as an option. But basically, you guys want to talk to your suppliers and figure out which countries they ship to and which countries they do not. So you guys can put the countries in here and make sure everything's set up right. So If your supplier only ships to select few countries, make sure to put select few countries on there. And there's also quite a few lists as well, like the Big Five or e-packet list or everything else to do with that. But your best bet is reaching out to your supplier directly and figuring out where they ship to. So you guys can put all that in there, but we'll keep it as US. Usually I use worldwide or like the different countries that are covered by e-packet. I know a lot of countries aren't being shipped to right now. So just figure it out with your suppliers and you guys are good to go. Just go ahead and message them and see from there. And then for age, gender, languages, you guys want to leave all that the same unless your product specifically applies to one or the other. So if you got a product for old people, you guys aren't going to want to sell it to 18-year-olds. If you got a product for women, you guys aren't going to want to sell it to men. So change that if you need to, but I recommend just leaving it blank and letting Facebook optimize itself. Otherwise, you guys are going to increase the cost of conversions and everything else and just screw up your ad metrics. But what you do want to click on is detailed targeting right here. Right here, it allows you to choose different interests, behaviors, demographics, and everything else to target your customers. So let's say for the purpose of this video, I also mentioned this in my ebook, we're selling like a dog related product or something, or like just, pet products or whatever. So you guys can type in like dog or, any type of interest like that and have different interests come up. So I know there's like dog lover, dog lovers are popular interests, but you guys will want to think about this a little more than just putting in, the first dog interest that you guys see, because how many people are out there right now selling dog products and using the exact same interests as you? So you guys just want to be creative with all of this, but we're keeping things very simple for this video. So you want to click narrow audience, and right here, if you guys are drop shipping and using AliExpress, you want to exclude AliExpress from the interest as well as drop shipping. But if you guys are selling your own products and don't have to worry about anything like that, then just ignore this step. Okay, so scrolling down, you will see the option for automatic or manual placement. So if you click manual placements, you can choose where your ad actually shows up. So I know a lot of times people only want it on like Facebook or Instagram or like only feeds or something like that. But to let Facebook optimize and get the most out of your budget, we're just gonna click automatic placements and let Facebook optimize itself. So once you have all of this set up under the actual ad set, you guys are ready to create your first ad. So go ahead up here and click one ad, and we're gonna move into creating the actual ad. Okay, so we're here in the ad tab of your campaign setup. So right here is where you'll name your ad if you haven't already. And under identity, you'll wanna choose the Facebook page and Instagram account of the brand that you're running ads on. So scrolling down to add creative, this is where you'll add your media. So you guys should already have a pre-created image or video ad already set up. So if you guys don't already, there's some good websites that can help you guys out, like Canva for creating the image ads or actual thumbnails. Because if you guys make a video, you also want to create an attention grabbing thumbnail so you guys can stop people from scrolling, as well as your first couple of seconds of the ad. But that's a different topic to talk about later. So anyways, you guys want to choose your image or video ad right here, and then you're going to want to fill out the primary text, headline, and description. So I already have a sample in the ebook that I wrote up about pet beds, if we're selling pet beds in this example. So I'll go ahead and type all of this in here, and I'll meet you guys back on that. Because I went through really quick and typed everything up the way I had it in my ebook. So this was a thumbnail from a video ad that I ran a long time ago when I was selling these seat covers. So I just went ahead and used that because you guys can see the preview for it right here. It actually shows you everything that you've created. So under primary text, this is where you'll do all your copywriting. You guys might want to work on the skill first because it's a really good skill to have. And this is just a really quick copy. This isn't actually what I would run. But there's some things in here like the incentive, the 50% off, the scarcity while supplies last, and then the bonuses like the fast and free shipping. But there's definitely a lot more that you would want to include, like the benefits of your product, how it helps your customer out, and everything else like that. But that's another video. We'll talk about copywriting. For the purpose of this, just go ahead and create your primary text. This is the text you will use to sell your product, and then include a link in there so people can click on that. Or just, put the link down below so people can click the shop now that we'll talk about in a second. So under headline, this is the text that appears right here. A lot of people when they're scrolling sometimes won't even read the primary text and will only read the headline. So make sure you put important information right there, such as what it is and what you're promoting. So we're promoting the massive dog bed sale in this case. And then description. is just that text that shows up under here. A lot of times I like to add scarcity to that, so I'll say like sale ends tonight, or stock running low, inventory almost gone, stuff like that. So scrolling down from here, make sure the destination is your website, and then make sure you put the website URL right here so you guys can have people go to your actual product page, where you guys will have the copy on there under your product description to actually go ahead and sell them on. So make sure you guys link them to your product there. Don't leave that out. You can put the display link if you wanted to say something else right here. So you guys can say like myshop.com, whatever it is, and that'll show up under here. And learn more. You're not going to want the learn more option. You actually want the shop now. So that's right here. And then it'll all show up. Here's your completed ad right here on the right hand side. So this is an image ad. If you guys had a video ad created, you would see the video playing right here. Okay, so this part is entirely optional. We will be skipping it to keep this video short and simple, but in case you guys want to do this. So if you guys want to test out different creatives or different copywriting or anything else like that, you want to go ahead and right here where it says add one, click the action menu and click duplicate. So go ahead and go over all the previous steps from the previous example of this ad. You'll want to change from add one to add two if you guys were doing this, and scroll down here. So like I said, the purpose of this is testing different copywriting. So change the primary text to see if you want to sell it differently, or if you guys want to test different creatives, you guys can use a different image ad or video ad. So a lot of times when I'm setting up a campaign to test a new product, I'll create 2 image ads to test or 2 different videos to test. And after running it for a few days, there's always a clear winner. So you guys will know which one to pick and which one to run with from there. Okay, so now that we're in our original ad set, we're gonna duplicate it a few times so that we can test different audiences. So depending on your guys' budget, I like to give each ad set about $5 to $10 a day to test. So since we're running a $50 a day CBO campaign, I will duplicate each ad set 4 times. So you'll go over here on action menu and you'll click duplicate on the menu that comes up. But since this ad account is actually shut down, it does not allow me to duplicate for some reason. So this is where we run into some problems for this video. So when you click duplicate, it'll give you an option to choose how many times. Like I said, you'll want to duplicate this 4 times if you have a $50 budget, so that you guys will have 5 ad sets at the end of it. But when you duplicate it, it'll show up down here as interest 1 copy, interest 1 copy, interest 1 copy, all with add 1 underneath. So it's literally that exact block right here 4 more times. So you guys would go ahead and click interest 1 copy, and you guys would just go ahead and change the ad set name to like interest 2, and then you guys will scroll down and it'll be the exact same setup and everything else. So you guys will have all of this the same. So what we're gonna do now in order to change the audiences up is we will look at dog lovers under this interest, and we're gonna go ahead and change the interest for each ad set. So Facebook will actually give you their own suggestions right here. So if you click suggestions, it will show you what else you guys could use as an interest. So there's puppy love, pets at home, dogs, dog health, puppy, dog training. So go through some of those interests, test them out you guys yourselves, and see what works and what doesn't, and you guys can throw some interests away as you test over time. You guys can actually go off of this too. You guys can test related retail stores or websites or TV shows or even some magazines related to the industry that you're in. You guys don't exactly have to use Facebook suggestions. You guys can think of some of your own. And the better ones you think of, the more profitable you guys will be. Now, once you've done this 4 more times and you have 5 different ad sets with 5 different interests, you guys will want to go back to test 1 CBO over here. And from here, you guys are done. So there should be a green button down here that says publish. But like I said, since this ad account is no longer active, I can't publish it. But you guys are gonna wanna pay attention to your metrics very closely to know which audiences work, which creatives work, and which don't for your future ads. So you wanna let these run about 2-3 days so you guys can analyze the performance and let Facebook do its thing. So from here, you guys have a set of different options. You guys can continue running this campaign if it's working out for you. You guys can cut this campaign and test different audiences or creatives, or after some unsuccessful testing, you guys can move on to the next product. Now, as I've mentioned before, now that you guys have set up your very first Facebook ads campaign, you're gonna wanna focus on other important skills as well. You'll wanna focus on copywriting so you guys can write copy that sells, video editing so you guys can create the best video ads, and everything else to do with that. Also, remember to click the link in the description below to get your own version of this ebook. And if this video helped you out in any way, go ahead and drop a like below to help me out and subscribe, as there's plenty more to follow. I have quite a few ecom resources linked in the description below. Feel free to check all of those out. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.